So like at this age, right? You're living with your grandma. You still obviously you're talking to your mum and dad, and your mum and dad are abroad. What is it for you then in terms of was the catalyst for kind of where you are now? Because was it a case of like I'm good at this thing?
Yeah.
You know, I'm good at this thing. I'm fun at this thing. I'm always intrigued because was it someone telling you? Was it you doing something? Or was it just... Because I know you do acting as well.
Yeah.
So I'm always intrigued to know like where the acting goes into the comedy or sometimes if... Because for me, I wanted to grow up and be an actor. That was my thing. And then when comedy happened, it probably happened when I was like 19. And then someone telling me like, all right, you're really funny.
You try it.
And sometimes you don't really know when you're that young. You're like, I'm right around you.
Try it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then comedy that's just my route. It's been my route for the last like 20 years now. So what was it for you? Was it the acting first?
No, for me it was always the comedy.
Okay.
For me, when I was younger, because I never have the attention from my mother and my father, and I grew up in an extended family, and everybody have a character, and I always used to find a way that how I can get attention. So I used to get attention in two ways.
Yeah.
Be extremely rude.
Okay.
So whether I get into trouble, fight at school, I realize that when I do that, my mother and my father, they would call me more, they would talk to me more, they would care more.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I used to like fight, whether I'm trying to hurt somebody or somebody hurt me, I always get into trouble for the attention.
Yeah.
Or I used to just be funny. So whether it is like me mimicking like my grandparents or my granduncle, and anytime when I get a group of people around me, my objective was to always make them laugh. So whether I was in class, I used to sit in the back of the class and I used to like observe, see how the teacher acts. So I realized that, if I act just like the teacher, people laugh. If I act just like my grandmother, people laugh. So I used to like impersonations. And I realized that, okay, I can get this attention. For some reason, I don't know why I did want it. Yeah. But I did like seeing people laugh. I did like get that out of people. And then is comedy, I was always doing skits on the internet. And how I got into to acting, Sprinter, was the director was scrolling through my page and watching and just laughing, and he saw a picture of me running because I used to do track and field when I was younger. So he saw me running and he was like, okay, let me try to reach out to this guy for him to audition for a movie. So I got a role because of comedy. Because I never really tried stand-up, and I tried stand-up in 2023. That's the first time I like go on a stage.
2023?
Yeah.
You first done stand-up?
Yeah. Not even December 28th, 2022.
Okay.
That was like my first like stand-up.
Like being on a stage and whatnot.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Yes. So when you're putting out these skits, where are you putting them out? Are you like Vine days?
Yeah, so I start on Vine.
Yeah, because Vine was the one.
Vine,
that was the one back in the day. I remember. Yeah.
Vine was that 6 seconds, and we have to try and make people laugh in a 6 second. And then Instagram gave us 15.
Yeah. I remember.
And then they gave us the minute.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, so reason why the transition into stand-up for me was, I feel like it was easy. Well, not easy to the point of, I think I can always make people laugh. Now that I'm actively doing it all the time, now I study stand-up. But before, I'm like, if I was making people laugh in 6 seconds and a minute, I can mentally stitch all these videos together, stitch 61-minute jokes together, and now I have an hour.
Yeah.
So I did love the fact that, so you guys are paying me to just talk?
Yeah.
Just talk for an hour?
Yeah.
So that is how I did approach it, not knowing certain stuff. So when I started stand-up, everybody was like, you can't tell me you just start this, and because I was doing stuff that I don't know. There are like terms in comedy that I did that I just don't know. Like I never knew that what I was doing was called a callback. I never knew that.
Yes, yeah.
That was just I used to just mess around, and I was like, let me just say this again because this might sound funny. Let me link this to this, and the comedians were like, that was a good callback. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I never know that.
Yeah.
And then watching comedy, I watch like your special. I used to watch your special on YouTube.
Oh, big up.
And I'm like, so your comedy is a lot about your experiences and the places that you've been.
Yeah, man.
So it's from an original place where it don't feel as generic. Like when I watch you break down your experience in a club, piece by piece, and I'm like, yo, this is fun. Like, I can just see something and try to make what I am seeing now funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So me like that.
Yeah.
So that when I realized that, like, this is the angle I can do stand up, I start remembering stuff like, oh, I remember when this happened to me. I remember when I shit up myself in a primary school. And I'm like, well, wow, people really like to hear when I shit myself. You know? People like to hear my heartbreak. I said, whoa, okay, so all I have to do is put this in a sentence, and I realize that sometimes you're vulnerable. People love vulnerability.
It gives them a connection. I feel like whenever you do stand up, you're like, you're in front of all these people really telling us how uncomfortable you felt in that situation, and I can relate to that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I always say with comedy, if you lead with vulnerability, it will always take you so far in your comedy journey, because yes, you're the center of attention, but you're sharing the attention in a way that is like, I connect with this.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a different level of connection when the person sitting in front of you have seen or have been through the same thing that you're going through, and it just feels different.
Yeah.
So what I love with comedy is you don't have to have people laughing every single second.
Yeah.
You can carry them on a journey. You can let them know how you felt in that moment.
Yeah.
So you can paint the picture for them to see, and while painting that picture, you can have them laugh here, then have them laugh here, then laugh here, then save that big laugh at the end.
That's what I say with that science of comedy, of realizing, because I feel like when I first done stand up, it was like I'm watching all the greats, and I'm like, I need a big laugh there, I need a big laugh there, and then in that 5 minutes, I'm like, and sometimes you might get that early on, but then you'll go somewhere else and you're like, I didn't.
The same thing don't work.
I didn't really get that big laugh, that I got last week.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing of like also being comfortable with not getting the laugh. I think once you accept that you're like, this might get a big laugh, but also it might not. But it's okay, because I'm confident enough that
I have enough.
I might go with what the plan was.
Yeah.
Or I might just have to say, this is a hard one today, and let me just try some of this stuff, because they're not
because this is not working.
But I just believe you have to be confident in yourself to know that you're like, it's not working, it is working. And also just honest. I done a show in LA at the Laugh Factory, and I done the Thursday night. It went really, really well. And then I done a Friday night. And sometimes when you do stand up and they're like, cool, we're gonna put you on first. I'm like, okay, cool. Then it's like, we got this person here, but they've just got to show up to another gig. Do you mind if you go second? And I was like, listen, it's cool. I get it. Like, this person's got to rush off. I'm not trying to be that person. I was like, no. Yeah. Then I was like, I'm so sorry. This person's going on. They're going to quickly go on. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And in the end, I think I remember going on fourth. And I'm okay with that, because I'm like, look, I've got where I am.
Yeah.
But then I'm now changing my material according to,
because now things are changing.
and it's not even I'm reacting to what I'm like there's nothing that they say that changes my comedy, but I can't come on and be fresh where I'm like, what's up guys, everyone's settling in, what's good, man? I can't talk to you at the front, because now the other person spoke to you. So now, and I remember just being like, coming off, my girlfriend was just like, oh man, I think the audience were like this, and I was like, look, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you're like, you do the thing and you're like, cool, just, I turned up to training and I hit the post. I'm trying to squat hit the post, bro. There's no highlights, bro.
No, you score a goal, but it's offside,
Yeah. And I think being comfortable with that is, I feel like a lot of comics, I'm not saying a lot of comics need that, but you need that, like, okay, cool.
Don't back to earth. Yeah, you're not that guy all the time.
Also, do you know what it is as well? Sometimes it's just like, all right, cool. Well, I know I'm not as good as my last gig, because Thursday I smashed it, and Friday just all right, cool. I had to change a few. And also knowing it's just like, how I'm judging it, the audience would never know. I got the laughs in the places I needed to get them in. But the way the structure was, I didn't like.
Trust me, they might left.
Yeah,
they left and
bro,
thought everything was
man.
good. And in my mind,
So
like last year, for the first time, I did a lot of comedy clubs. I did a lot of shows on my own, and the final show was in LA. To me, I'm like, okay, it's the last show.
Did it feel like home when you was there in LA because you lived there and stuff as well? So
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is just, it felt good. Doing LA, I'm doing Regent Theater. I actually booked Regent Theater because I saw you there. I said,
man.
book
Regent.
More Regent. Mad me, I book Regent.
Come on, bro.
Book Regent Theater, and I just feel like overall, the planning of the show, the fact that it's in like where I live, and I'm like, yo, this friend not coming, or this friend is coming. And I go out on the stage, and I kid you not, I felt like I did that show on autopilot. It's like I got the laughs where the laughs were supposed to be. And when I came off, everybody was like, yeah, that's good. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, you don't have to make me feel, you don't have to. I know that wasn't. But, because in my mind, you're used to when you're delivering something and everybody is cracking up, and then you get to this crowd, and this crowd is like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, normally they would be dying here.
It's underwhelming. Yes, what's good, people? My name is Mo Gilligan, and you just watched my podcast highlights of the beginning, middle, and end podcast. Now, if you did like this, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to catch the whole thing, I'm talking the whole juicy thing, make sure you go listen to it on the Global Player or wherever you catch your podcast. Take care. Peace.